Hello everyone and welcome back to Aberrant FC, and today we are doing another Newcastle United experiment video. But before we jump straight into that, I would like you all, if you are interested, to go down below in the description to check out my Twitch channel where I have been streaming twice a day for the past few weeks. We've hit affiliate, and so yeah, if you're interested, you've got Twitch Prime or anything you want to share, it's down there now. But yeah, let's get into the actual content of the video. And as you can see, the content of the video is Rafa Benitez back in charge of the mega rich Newcastle United. So I've had requests for this over on Twitter and on in the comments and stuff, along with a couple other managers like Allegri and Nagelsmann. But I think Rafa was one that most Newcastle fans would like to see back at the club. So I decided let's throw him in and let's see how he would do with the lads. So we are at the very start of the season, so we have no progress whatsoever right now, except Rafa Benitez is back in the black and white. So what we're going to do to make sure that he stays, one is he's got his giant contract, which we will do. Oh, wrong one. Let me go edit staff. Is it staff details? No. Edit. No, it is club contract, right? Yeah, edit club contract. General, there we go. We will stretch the contract all the way to 2024, and that's when we'll end, and we will make this a ridiculously expensive contract, so they are very unlikely to ever sack him. Unlike Steve Bruce, who did still manage to get sacked, and they had to pay him about £30 million in compensation. But anyway, what we're going to do right now is go straight to the end of the first season. We're not going to stop off in January or anything like that. We're just going to see how Rafa does in that first 12 months back in charge of Newcastle United. Right guys, we are back. First season completed. Let's go to the Premier League and see how Newcastle United have done. 9th place, 50 points. A pretty rough end to the season, so they may have been a little bit higher. Not too terribly, it would have to be said. Anyone interesting in here? St. Maximin up there with dribbles per 90, to the surprise of literally no one. So let's go have a look at this squad then. Okay, so there are a handful of new names in there. Interestingly, in the last game, Matty Longstaff played in the number 10. So yeah, that's an interesting one to see that Matty's been put in the number 10 slot. Let's go have a look then at the transfer history. So a lot has been done. We have had Chukwueze brought in from Villarreal, the Nigerian international. He is a very pacey, technical winger, good flair. Seems like a relatively sensible signing. Hasn't scored any goals, very typical of a Newcastle United winger, it would have to be said. 3 assists, but a 7.18 average rating, so he's clearly having impact on the games that he's in. He's just not necessarily converting a lot, because a 7.18 with a very few goals must mean that he's working very hard at least. So now let's go look at the next one. So obviously Joe Linton was there before. Matvienko, a centre-back / left-back from Shakhtar Donetsk. He's quite good, isn't he? He's good in the air, he's decently quick, he's positionally good, he's brave. Just a decent all-round sort of centre-back. You'd be quite happy to have him as both a backup and a start. He's one of those players that, if you've seen his name on the team sheet, I don't think you'd be worried about it. That's what he looks like to me anyway. A fairly decent 6.85 average rating. Little bit of doesn't do anything special, but probably doesn't make that many mistakes. Good sort of signing to bring in. Very Rafa, I would say. Mario Rui, now this is a very Rafa signing, as it's someone he, I believe, managed while at Napoli. So, quick, direct winger. He's a proper direct winger. Wing back. And yeah, it just looks like a decent player overall. Again, nothing like ultra special, but a fairly solid signing, I would say. After that, you've got a similar kind of player, but on the other side, Santiago Arias. He's a little bit younger. No, sorry. Yeah, a little bit younger. Bit quicker. But probably not as well-rounded. But they're very similar, actually, aren't they? Very similar. Came in January. And then, who else? Aaron Hickey from Hearts. He comes in as a sort of fullback cover, I assume. 17. He's decent. Harry Cochrane, very good player in this game. Young playmaker. Nice to see them going for some youth in there. And that, I believe, is it. Yeah, that's it. Unless, is Jake Turner a new one? Yeah, Jake Turner's a new one as well. Looking at the out, Gales went to Olympiacos. Muto went to Frankfurt. Saive to Shenzhen. Elliott to Everton. Lazar to Verona. And that's about it of significance. No one left on freeze or anything like that. So, that's not a bad season. Let's look at see if they beat anyone interesting. So they had a really good start to the league. Doing well in the Cup here, got to the quarterfinal of the EFL Cup, and then went on a little bit of a tough run here, playing teams like Manchester City, Arsenal, and not having a great time against Liverpool. Won in the FA Cup 4th round, won in the 5th round, lost to Arsenal in the quarterfinal of the 6th round, and then just sort of tailed off at this end half of this, end sort of 2 months of the season, just didn't really perform to where they should have done. So they probably could have been a lot higher up in the table. Should we look at past positions and see how high Newcastle were at one point? So they were up to as high as 2nd, and they were sort of in this European contention. And then they just sort of stalled out in 8th, and then just sort of didn't keep hold of it. But not too bad. I would say that's a pretty solid season from them, considering it's the first one with the money. It's probably the best first season any of the managers have had in this experiment so far. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rafa stays on a little bit longer. There's some promising player signings in there. There'll obviously be more by this time next year. And yeah, we'll come back for that very, very soon. We are back again. And now we are seeing how we've done in the 2nd season with Rafa at Newcastle. 8th. Small improvement. A lot more points. A 2-point loss to Everton is frustrating, it has to be said, but they have not managed to quite break in there. Again, Sir Maximin with the dribbles per 90 stat, that's his thing. But progress again. Challenging for Europe is what you would say, challenging for European places. And it's been another solid year. So let's click in, and does anything shock us with this page? Couple of interesting players in there, actually. And so some big money looks like it was probably spent, especially with the fact there's no Dubravka in goal and he's the captain, interestingly. So let's go to transfer history and check it out. Oh, there we go. Go via, yeah. Okay, so ins, Rodrigo Bentancur, who was on the main page, who is incredible in this game, by the way. What's he unhappy about? Lost trust in manager. Oof, Rafa's not having a good one there. Anyway, brilliant box-to-box midfielder or deep-line playmaker. Can do a bit of everything. 6'2", really physical player. I like him as a signing. This is a good sort of signing. Bukayo Saka, 19, incredibly pacey technical dribbler who's quite versatile. I like this kind of signing. I do. I think this, as much as it's expensive, this is a good kind of signing. A young English superstar of the future. I approve of that. Malang Sarr, super quality centre-back. He's not technically as good as he maybe could be, but he's very quick. And that sort of helps him out a little bit. He's a little bit weak for my liking and a bit short for a centre-back, but other than that, pretty decent. Steven Sessegnon for nearly 30 million is an interesting one, because technically and mentally he's a bit weak, physically very good, but a versatile, decent defender is what I would say. A decent defender. Nothing crazy. Jack O'Connell, bit more of a physical defender, tall, good in the air, decently quick, not slow, good on the ball, not a bad one, again, decent, but nothing special. Ruben Loftus-Cheek for 18 million, I think is actually a bit of a steal. He hasn't performed very well. Yeah, he's not very good in this game, and I don't think he's actually that great in real life either, but roasted. But yeah, an okay signing. João Cavallo. This seems strange. That's not a good signing. He's not very good. He's not very good at all. He's got good first touch and dribbling. Agility and balance, composure. Not great. Not one I would go for. Zivkovic. Again, he's nothing special. He's a good dribbler of the ball. He'll run a lot with it, but he just sort of seems like you've bought a slightly worse Saint Maximin. So I don't think I would have went for him, but not too bad. Okay, we're going to move on. Marega, quick striker, not technically very good, but incredibly quick, incredibly strong, powerful centre forward. A bit like if Drogba wasn't as good. Is sort of a bit. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Patrick Bamford, this is a waste of a signing. Just a poor player. Why have they signed Patrick Bamford? He's poor. At best. Yeah, okay. Bobby Carroll, no, young player, pacey, centre mid, box to box sort of player. Nothing special. Tuazi, cheap? Is that what we're going with? He's just cheap, I guess. Akanji on loan was probably a decent loan. Oh no, it wasn't. He got injured heavily. Miles Villar on loan seems okay. And Emerson on loan again, okay. Quick player, that's about it. In's not that impressed with. Joe Linton, they managed to recoup pretty much all the money for, amazingly. Hayden out, Shelby, Shah, Richie, Dummett, Fernandez, Beleza, Scott, Manquillo. Anyone else? Not really. Okay, so an okay set of signings. We'll look at the schedule again. Any interesting results that immediately jump out to me? Beat Man United in the Cup and then lost. Ooh. For some reason went to the bottom. Yeah, it's just been a bit of an unremarkable season. They lost in the third round of the Cup, had another sort of dodgy end. We'll look at the past positions again. Apologies if you can hear the wind. It's just a thing. Oh, actually, they recovered a bit and then sort of leveled up. So this is actually towards where they were doing better. So it's not been as good a season this year, really, overall. As much as they finished higher, they haven't really progressed very far. And I'm not a huge fan of any of the signings. Other than Saka, really. And Benteke is a good player, to be fair. But yeah, the rest of them just sort of seem like expensive nothing. I'll be honest. Except Maximin's probably still better than anyone else that they've brought in. So, especially in his position. So yeah, we will go another season in the future and see if we can break into Europe with Rafa at Newcastle. We are back again. Third season. How has Rafa done with Newcastle? They are 7th, but unless the cup goes their way... Wait, let's have a look at the cup very quickly. Unless the cup goes their way, they're out. Have they got it? No, so Newcastle won't be in Europe next season. Okay. So they got 7th. They got up again, but they're significantly out of this top 5. Sorry, top 6. They're significantly out. But, seems like a better performance. Jules per 90. St. Max again, right up there. But let's look at the team properly. New players. Regen goalkeeper, he's new. Bielik and Morelos at least are new. Let's go look at the transfer history. Okay, Holgate. Decent player. Decent British centre-back, so... Yeah, Morelos, great striker in this game, scores lots of goals. He's got 10 in 13, so he clearly came and done that. Bielik, former Arsenal man, I think. Yep. He looks very good in this game. Ball-playing defender / defensive midfielder. Very good. Alfie Camelon. Whoa. It is windy. Apologies. It sort of looks like an attacking midfielder, but he's, yeah, playing a bit deeper. Interesting. Tuanzebe. Not bad for 20 million for that sort of diversity in player, yep. Yonutoradu, goalkeeper. Very good. Martin Franks, regen centre-back. Looks like he's got a lot of potential. Bit slow, but very physically dominant player. John Carter for Manchester City. Bit of a punt, he looks like. Technically not very good, mentally not very good, but physically very good. Nope, just clicked on him again. Adel to Rapt. Yep. Finlay Burns. Looks decent on the out, any majors. Short long stuff for 81 million. Okay. Okay. Jesse Lingard for 20. They made profit. Wow, okay. Connell went out. Yeah, a lot of players going out. Okay, schedule. How's it gone? They got knocked out of the EFL Cup, they got knocked out of the FA Cup. It's just another non-spectacular season. They did beat Liverpool. But yeah, just another non-spectacular season, and they're not going to be in Europe again. But it's still progress. There's been progress made every single year, which is probably the main thing. Have we had any finances pulled out? No, finances have not been pulled out. And they have state-of-the-art facilities, so the club is improving. How's Elliot Anderson doing? Looks decent down at Salford. But yeah, team's looking good. Matty's looking like some players he wanted by Arsenal and Tottenham. So, it's gone okay. Oh, where's this Osagi kid? Yeah, he's a youth player from the club. Interesting. But yeah, we're going to go forward again now. Another season, and this is the second to last year that we are going to cover. Back once again for the penultimate season of our latest experiment. Let's go to the Premier League. And they've done it. They've got Europe. Finally, they've got Europe. They've got 6th. It's the Europa League as well. Only a few more points than last year, and another rough end. But, classically, say Maximin up there with dribbles, but Radu in there for clean sheets. Clearly, something's been going a bit better this year. Let's go look at the squad, and anyone new. Few new players, actually. 3 in the starting 11, and a new young prospect. Not bad for 15. So we have new players. Kimpembe, Cucurella, and Cuisance. And that's pretty much it, but we'll go look at the history. So Cuisance came in for 85. Wow, what a player. What a player. Just, yeah, he's absolutely unbelievable. Okay. Jose Juan Macias. Incredibly quick. Good finisher. Got a broken lower leg, though. Kimpembe came in for 60 million from Arsenal. He looks brilliant as well. Yeah, just brilliant. Suso for 35. An interesting one to bring in, but a decent player nonetheless. Technically very gifted. A Szoboszlai. Very good player. Pacey midfielder. Technically gifted again. Cucurella. A versatile left-sided player. Not as quick as some of the other players have brought in, but very determined, good mentals. There's Bernd Leno, come in as a goalkeeper as well. He played a lot of games as well, so that's interesting. Uros Kanda, a incredibly pacey fullback. He might have a future about him. Luke Booth, another quick, very good crosser of the ball. Could be a future star. And Shane Richardson has came in. Decent young player again. On the out, Bentancur for 94. Almiron for 28. Loftus-Cheek for 31. Lots and lots of others. Lascelles has gone as well. The strange transfer of Bamford has now ended. But yeah, that is a much more, like a much improved season. How did they do in the Cup? Got knocked out of the quarterfinals and the 5th round in the 2 separate cups. Again, a terrible end to the season. They seem to have this, where they struggle in the second half. But it's a much, much better run. How's Longstaff looking? Unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. He's wanted by Manchester United. How's Anderson looking? Very good attacking midfielder as well. So yeah, they're starting to look a little bit better now, I'd say. I'd say they really are. They're a top sort of 8 side confirmed. Europe is on the cards most seasons now. And yeah, I think it's been an overall a very much improved season. We're going to go to the final season of this experiment, and we will see how much it's changed. Will they get Champions League, maybe? That would be the most successful one so far. This has already been the most successful one so far, though. So yeah, let's move on to the final part. Right, back for the final instalment of this. If you have enjoyed up to this point, please do to make sure to like, comment and subscribe so you can see more of this. We'll be doing more managers soon. I've slowed down doing the YouTube a little bit because Twitch has sort of taken off. So if you are interested in that too, go down below into the description, click the link next to the Twitch bit that I've put down there, and then you can see more content like this every single day. So, let's go straight to the Premier League and see where Newcastle United have finished. 7th. Okay, so they had a decent run of it again, a decent season. But what Rafa's done, you'd have to say, he's very much stabilised the club as a top 7 team. I think that would be fair. And I think that's probably what the target will be early on. So let's go see how they've done player-wise. Any interesting new boys in there? Ihatrin, and that's about it. Sorensen starting up top. He's suddenly incredible. Okay. Yeah, not very many new players. Let's have a quick look at the transfer history. Ihatrin, Andre Silva. That seems like a waste of money. Then you've got Mazraoui, who's decent. Nothing special again. Very versatile though. James Rodriguez hit 32, and they've paid 35 million for. Nico Schulz, decent player. Quite expensive again at 31. Dolfeu, 20 million. Okay player. At this point, he's back. He's back. Chancellor Mbemba. What a strange signing. Anyway. Mark Beckett. Decent looking youngster. And Aaron Ramsey on a free. Interesting. So, outs include Chukwueze, Bielik, Sarr, and Phil Porters. Decent young striker. But yeah, that's been about it. So, Rafa's came in and done a fairly decent job, I think is what we would say. He's came in, stabilised the club, got them into Europe a few times. How did they do in Europe? Did they get out of their group? They did. And they lost straight away to Valencia. Okay, so it's nothing monumental, but at least they got themselves through. They have clearly shown that there is progress happening. And I think Newcastle United fans would take that. They maybe want a little more progress with the money spent, but it was some of the players seemed like bad transfers, and in real life, hopefully that isn't the case as much. And another one of these like sort of late season blips as well. And if they hadn't had this, I may have finished a lot higher. But anyway, as I say, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and all of that jazz. And yeah, we will do another manager soon. Suggest who you would like to see in the comments below. And yeah, we will be back very soon with another video. Goodbye.